1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Welcome back to the Racial Draft Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Ford, joined by my co-host, Kia Lisi herself.
Hello. Hola. How are you guys all doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I am doing great.
And we are joined by two illustrious guests this week, although I'm sure we will get a number of drop-ins after that, from the Latinx delegation, the adorable one himself, Martin Sanchez.
Hello, everybody. Yep, it's me again.
And we are also joined by our Fantasy Comics League guru and delegate from the white delegation, Shaun from the Great White North.
Hi, how's it going? It's it's crazy. We are like, our snow is melting, like our streets are flooded. It's like we hit like 15 the other day, which is insane for December. And my friends in Florida are complaining about frost. And I'm just like, what is weather?
Right? Well, I'm sure that our listeners don't want to just hear about weather because we are ready for season 2. This is the season 2 preseason extravaganza at midnight tonight, or by the time you listen to this podcast, we will have kicked off round 1 of season 2 of the Racial Draft. And we are here to talk about nerd news a little bit, but really talk about what's about to happen in round 2. Kia, are you looking forward to it?
Of course I am.
What are you looking forward to most about season 2?
I'm looking forward to people actually, putting up a fight and getting points.
Season 1 champion strikes again with stunting on us probably for another 20 weeks, but you deserve it. You deserve it. You are, as we say, the Kia Lisi. But before we jump into our draft shenanigans, let's talk about a little bit of nerd news. We had a fair amount of nerd news over the weekend. We may as well start with some of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Disney Plus stuff. There were a lot of site leaks and cast news that came out this week regarding the Hawkeye show. We finally got confirmation that Haley Steinfeld will be playing Kate Bishop. Haley Steinfeld, who is multiracial. Kia, are you familiar with Haley Steinfeld?
No.
Did you see the movie Did you see the movie Bumblebee?
Not on purpose.
Did you see the movie 310 to Yuma?
All right. Is she in any TV shows?
She has one. It's her own show. It's called Dickens. It's on Apple TV.
Oh, that's for fancy people. Yep. Don't know her.
You ever seen Pitch Perfect 2?
Yes.
Okay, she was in that. She's the new girl in that one.
And apparently Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah, but I never saw that one.
Well, fair enough.
She's in Ender's Game too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about Ender's Game.
I forgot about that movie too.
Oh, it wasn't 310 to Yuma. She was in True Grit. I confused the two.
Oh, I saw True Grit. I
Yeah,
actually have that on Blu-ray, weirdly enough. I don't know why.
She's the kid in that. She's like 13 or 14 in that.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago, so I'm gonna guess she was 13.
16. She's 26. I looked it up the other day.
No, she's 23.
Is she 23? No, she's 24. No, she's turning. She's turning 26.
She's turning 24
she's still 12.
24.
She's turning 24 on the 11th. I am looking at her Wikipedia
My
page
bad.
right now.
Wikipedia is not real.
Anyhow,
yeah.
no, I'm hijacking this because I'm like, Kate Bishop's my favorite fucking Marvel character.
All right, we'll talk about Kate Bishop right now.
Haley Steinfeld is like my number one choice for Kate Bishop. And I'm just like, for the 2020 decade, she is not only going to have solo appearances, she's going to appear in team movies with the Young Avengers. Like, as a Kate Bishop fan, I am like, oh, I'm feasting, you know? And I'm about to play her next week in the DLC.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Kate Bishop is having a moment because she's also going to be involved in the Avengers game.
Like, oh, this is so great. This is my favorite character, you know? This just feels fantastic.
Is this a preview of who might potentially get racially drafted? We don't know.
If you would like to show up in a comic book,
now I'm going to
great.
draft her myself.
So that was one of the major stories about the Hawkeye show. There were also some additional casting news. There was Florence Pugh, who's going to be making her debut as Yelena Belova in the Black Widow movie sometime in 2021. She is confirmed to appear on the program. So this adds to speculation that she will be taking over as Marvel's Black Widow, replacing Rest in Peace Natasha. There were also some castings by way of Vera Farmiga, Fra Free, Tony Dalton, Alaqua Cox, Zahn McClarnon, and Lucky, of course, the pizza dog.
What's awesome about this casting is every single character that was cast is a comic book character. And I'm just like there's not one character they mentioned that's not a comic book character. And I'm like, this is awesome. This series is going to be awesome.
And related to that, I guess I should talk about Alaqua Cox, who will be playing Maya Lopez, a.k.a. Echo. Echo is noteworthy for being one of Marvel's most prominent deaf characters. So this fuels speculation. Actually, there was a set photo.
Hold on. She's called Echo, but she can't hear an echo?
We're not going to talk about that. But yes.
Wait, then why is she called Echo?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that either.
Sorry, I'm not being a dick. I'm just really confused.
I mean, you're kind of being a dick.
You're
kind of being a dick. I mean, let's just roll with it. Let's roll with it.
I mean, isn't it kind of dickish to call her Echo when she can't really even hear an echo? That's kind of the real big dick move. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know if people know that she's deaf. How about that? So she chooses a name that makes people not know that she's deaf. How about that? That's what we're going with.
Okay. All right.
But let's see who else. So there have been speculation, mostly by me, that Vera Farmiga, she is going to be playing Kate Bishop's mother, a.k.a. Shaun, help me out here. Shaun is not going to help me out here.
He was there for you.
She's going to play Eleanor Bishop. She's going to play Eleanor Bishop.
In my hand. I just know her as Kate Bishop's mom, honestly, even though she's not dead anymore.
She has a name. It's called Eleanor. But I was speculating that Eleanor Bishop, for the purpose of the MCU, might be Madame Mask, because Vera Farmiga is a highly critically acclaimed actress, and it would be weird if she was only going to be playing her.
You mean the MCU has never wasted actors or actresses before?
I mean, it has happened. It has been known to happen.
On many occasions.
But isn't her mother supposed to be dead?
Okay, so that was a whole weird thing, because her mother came back, but it kind of seemed like she was like, I don't fully remember the story. It was in West Coast Avengers, but I think her mom came back, but it was a clone, or she had superpowers.
Exactly. But her mother was originally thought to be dead.
Yeah, her mom is dead, yeah.
Right. Her mother was thought to be dead, and then she returned somewhat affiliated with Madame Mask. So it wouldn't be too much of a leap for in the adaptation for her, instead of being affiliated with Madame Mask, actually be Madame Mask.
You know what would be great? Okay, what if Clint, when he was on his little assassin thing, kills Kate's dad because Kate's dad is the known criminal?
I don't know, but is Kate's dad, we
don't.
Not...
He's not killed yet.
You know the joke. You know the joke that Ronan only killed non-white people. That's the joke. So we have to find out whether
Haley Stanfield is multiracial.
That is right. That is correct. So maybe this fits in with racist Hawkeye.
Can you imagine if they leaned into that?
It would be pretty controversial, and I think they'd get criticized for it. But I might be here for it. I mean, Hawkeye has been at times, maybe not in recent years, but in the early stages of the Avengers, Hawkeye was kind of the out of touch white guy that would say kind of racist things. So it wouldn't be too far of a leap for the character. But we shall see. We shall see where this goes. I, for one, am looking forward to Hawkeye. We still don't have a date, because we don't have a date for most of the Marvel shows. And that's our Marvel news. What's up?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go in on this, okay? Because I'm sorry, I can't get over Echo. I just read that she don't her guise. She's easily recognizable by a white hand stain, which covers most of her face. But she's Hispanic and Native Americans. Like, who made this character? It's like she got slapped by a white person, and she, like, what is happening? Why? Explain this character to me.
I don't have enough background on Echo to fully explain the character.
Okay, Martine?
No. I can't help you here either. Shaun?
Nope.
Why? What is it? Like,
okay, no.
I don't get it.
So here's the thing. I just looked it up on Wikipedia, so this is going to be helpful. As her father died, her father, who is actually going to be featured on the series, he was murdered, and as he died, he touched her face, and he left a bloody hand.
Was he white?
No, he was
Native American.
But as he died, he left a bloody handprint on her face.
So
and
why did
his dying wish was to that she live a good life, and she maintains, I suppose, that handprint as part of her superhero guise, so that she always remembers that as her father died, he put his hand on her face. So it wasn't a slap. It was a tender moment. It was a tender moment of love.
A bloody, tender moment. Okay, cool.
I mean, her father gets killed right in front of her. It's going to be traumatic.
Obviously. And then with a bloody handprint on your face, yes, of course, it's going to be very traumatic.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of superheroes have trauma at a young age, and she's no different.
So then how did she lose her hearing?
No, I think she was always deaf.
So when he died, he hit her in the face with the bloody handprint and told her that he wants her to live a good life. Was she like, what, reading lips?
Presumably.
Okay. All right. I just don't get it, because she's supposedly the sidekick to Daredevil?
Not a sidekick. She has had what did she say?
Whose run is she from?
Which writer, you mean?
Yeah, like, because Daredevil has like a supporting cast, and like Foggy Nelson makes it past, but most time none of the other ones do. Like Rucka had his characters, Brubaker had his characters, Bendis had his characters, Soul had his characters.
Well, it says that she was created by David Mack and Joe Quesada. So, did David Mack have a Daredevil run? Everyone's Googling feverishly.
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. This is good radio, guys. This is amazing.
I mean, like, I'm glad that they have like a deaf character and everything else like that. It's just like one of these other characters that, like,
well,
I feel like.
She's the first Native American superhero in the MCU, is she not?
Well, she's actually Hispanic and Native American.
Okay, that's even more, like, great.
Yeah.
That's like, she's representation on so many fronts.
She is, which is a positive thing.
And the actress is also going to be deaf,
which was cool. I was very.
She is deaf.
Made me happy
She's
when
not going.
I heard that.
Oh, right.
Oh, who's the dick now? Who's the dick now?
Well, I guess I meant that when we see her, she will. Yes, the actress who will be portraying her is in fact currently deaf. Currently deaf. We'll be playing her. Thank you.
That was great. High five.
I mean, it was very easy. It was just right there.
Would anyone else like to? Would anyone else like to submarine this episode? Come on. And from there, let's move on to DC news. We shall start with the Arrowverse, or the CW verse, as it were. There is a character named John Diggle, who has appeared on many of the Arrowverse shows, and there was some speculation that he might be playing a what, Martine?
A Green Lantern?
A Green Lantern. And even though the show that he was on, Arrow, was canceled, he is due to return in a mystery role for 5 episodes in subsequent Arrowverse shows. Do you have thoughts about David Ramsey, the actor, playing John Diggle, or the mystery role?
Not really. I mean, I like him as an actor. I always kind of figured that they were going to go that route, if they are going to go that route, because they've teased it quite a bit. Like John Diggle's like stepfather's last name is Stewart.
That's right.
On an alternate Earth, the Flash from the 90s made a reference that he's surprised that John doesn't have his ring.
That's
right. Obviously you know what that means. Yeah. I kind of if they are going that route, I kind of figured they were going to go that route. It's like not surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, they teased it quite a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I just naturally assumed that because DC does funky things with characters on TV versus in the movies, I figured that they might just do teasers and not actually have him in the full Green Lantern regalia.
Yeah.
You know,
I hope Diggle doesn't tease anybody.
Oh, such an unfortunate nickname. But so I'm assuming you don't have many deep thoughts about Diggle, Kia?
I have a few deep thoughts about him. I mean,
yeah. I like.
That's my Diggle.
Damn it!
I laid that one out for you. All right.
Just don't lay down. You might have to take the Diggle.
Well, speaking of black characters on CW, there was also another news story involving Ava DuVernay. She is going to be producing a CW series that will notably not be produced by Greg Berlanti. So that would want to be the first, I think, the first DC series that's not going to be produced by Berlanti in some capacity, and it's going to involve the brand new character Naomi McDuffie, or Naomi. Now I'll go ahead and read from the DC wiki page, because not a lot of people know about Naomi. She was born on Earth in an alternate universe, an Earth that was very similar to the Prime Universe. But after years of human environmental abuse, the Earth's ozone layer collapsed. And in the wake of that ozone layer's destruction, undiscovered radiation leaked into the Earth's surface, which had previously been kept at bay. The radiation didn't harm anyone on planet Earth, but 29 random people across the planet were given access to godlike powers. And naturally, some of the 29 sought to rule the world with these newfound powers, while others sought to stop them. After 1 month of civil war between these factions, 14 of the 29 were dead, and in addition, 7 more of the 29 left the planet in disgust, leaving only 8 remaining. Eventually, these 8 were able to call a truce before the Earth was entirely destroyed. None of the 29 had been able to procreate until Naomi's mother miraculously gave birth to her. And Naomi comes to our Earth, where she is adopted, and later discovers that she has superpowers after. She was adopted by Greg McDuffie and Jen McDuffie in the small town of Port Oswego, which sort of seems like Portland.
Okay, can I jump in here for a sec? First
For
off,
sure.
That's Naomi's backstory. Holy shit! Like, I don't know any of that. I've never read that series. That's pretty cool. But wasn't her series like 10 issues long? Like, how did they get all that backstory in at a Bendis pace?
So, as someone who read the story, you'll be not surprised to know that all of that backstory was in the last issue of Naomi.
That makes a ton of sense.
As all the other issues was about Naomi trying to solve the mystery of her background because her parents were gaslighting her about being a superhero.
Wow, way to go, Mom.
For her
It
protection.
happened to me.
For her protection, to be fair. So, she has these godlike powers. She's a brand new hero.
Yeah, durability, energy projection, flight, light projection, and super strength.
Yep.
Did you Google here?
I think we're all Googling today.
No, actually I knew that.
But
okay.
But like I said, she's going to be on this series, a 2019 series. The CW is really doing it when it comes to quickly turning around. Well, DC and CW, when it comes to quickly turning around characters that are either about to debut or have recently debuted. I mean, we have Wonder Girl, and now we have Naomi that are set to debut in the next year or so. And these are books that don't even have more than a year of history. How do you feel about that, Martine?
I think it'd be fun. I mean, you have a lot of because you don't have a lot of history to go based off of. You have a lot of freedom to kind of do more or less whatever you want, kind of to an extent. So I think that could be fun. Like many people, I don't really know Naomi either.
Right.
So that's gonna be. And I only know her from like the Young Justice stuff because she
she joined that team.
Yeah, so I think that could be fun. And then Yara, well, she's got absolutely nothing right now.
Yeah, but of course, by the time her show debuts, she'll have the Future State stuff, and her book, which was, I think they confirmed today that after Future State ends, she'll have the Wonder Girl book. Yep. So, I mean, I think it's kind of savvy what AT&T and WB are trying to do with regard to synergy. They want to introduce new characters, and they understand that the fastest way to get these characters into the mainstream is through live action. And if things work in live action, they'll sort of incorporate elements into the comic character. I mean, it often works the other way. And I think that's why some comic purists are a little bit wary of it. Because typically you'll have a character that's been around for 10 or 20 years, and they'll have different runs, some of which work in various ways, and then they decide when they make a live action adaptation, they can cherry pick from these different runs. This is more like they're relying on they're more relying on the TV writers to shape the character, and then have presumably the comic writers flesh those characters out even more. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I mean, I think that Ava DuVernay is a big name in entertainment, whether on in front of TV or in the movies, and this is going to give her a leg up as distinguished from maybe some of the other more obscure characters. Kira, are you a fan of Ava DuVernay's work?
I sure am.
As a As a black woman, are you planning to watch the Naomi series?
As a brown woman, yes, I am. Because
Okay.
I'm a brown skinned girl, skin just like pearl. Best thing about the world.
All
I don't
right.
know the rest of the song, but yeah.
So yeah, I was pretty psyched by the news, and I watch all the CW stuff because I'm trash. So I'll definitely uh, give it my attention.
Is Martine gonna watch it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I give all the shows a shot. I stopped watching Arrow before it even finished, so like it's not unheard of for me to stop. But
Mhm.
I definitely give it like a couple seasons.
You
So
see,
I'm gonna watch it for sure.
yeah, I usually watch it all, but it's just a matter of how long I wait before I watch it. Sometimes I'll
Well,
watch it from week to week. Sometimes I'll, either
Oh,
DVR or catch it on a streaming platform. But I usually watch
I've done
everything.
that.
will the captain of the white delegation, aka Shaun, will he be watching it?
I'm actually gonna, because it's the first non-Berlanti CW show, so I'm kind of interested.
You want to see what it looks like when Berlanti's not involved?
Yeah, because I honestly got tired of the universe outside of the crossovers. The crossovers are amazing, and it's great that these universes exist on television, that we can have these crossovers,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't care about it for the most part.
Yeah, you see, the one thing I'm worried about is that I like the crossovers, and I like that they write towards crossovers, and at any point another character can show up on another show. I'm hopeful that even though Berlanti's not involved, that doesn't mean that they won't cross over with the Berlanti shows. It'd be disappointing. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago with regard to Black Lightning, that Black Lightning was hurt by not having the possibility of crossovers, and you would hate for something similar to happen with that show. And presumably, if the show's good, there'll be more people clamoring for the crossovers. So fingers crossed on that front. There was another bit of live action. This is more movie news. There, here, are you familiar with the character Plastic Man?
Yeah. And then he wasn't he the guy in American Beauty?
I don't remember a Plastic Man in American Beauty.
Yeah, the guy that I was like filming the plastic bag, and it's like, it's so beautiful.
Oh no! You see, that guy, Kevin Spacey, we don't talk about. um, Fair enough. There is
No, who
a
is Plastic Man?
So Plastic Man is a 1941 character that he used to have a cartoon back when I was a child, but he's known for being stretchy and making his body into different shapes. He was
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
not as interesting as you might think, but no, he's pretty known and popular, but he's not a top tier character, and I think he's probably only he's sort of moved in and out of prominence as he wasn't an original like DC a DC character in the vein of Superman and Wonder Woman and the Justice League, but they've tried with him. I think that what they're planning
So he's like the Gumby of DC.
yeah, in a way, but even more stretchy. But he's
So,
very
like,
he's
can he
very
stretch any part of his body?
yes, he can.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yes, and like I said, he can turn his body into any shape. So
Big or small?
big
Big
or
or
small, he can change size.
Wow.
So I mean, if you need me to find some Tumblr
Martine,
stuff, some
what do you think
But
about that? The fact that he can just, change
yeah,
shapes like that.
I know, Kip.
I mean, like, so what is his true superpower?
isn't does he need a
Hmm?
superpower beyond that?
I don't know. Like, I mean, does he even help the community or just women?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's funny that you mentioned that because this Plastic Man movie, there aren't a lot of details about it, but what we do know is that it's going to be female oriented. The writer Kat Vasco, who was written for Queen of the Air and Fierce Kingdom, as well as the adaptation of Lumberjanes. She is going to be tapped to write this and develop this. And most of the industry speculation is that it's going to have a female lead. Now, I don't know if that means that it will be from the perspective of non-Plastic Man or whether Plastic Man will be gender flipped. That hasn't been confirmed one way or the other.
Well,
But
that's not as fun.
Plastic Woman?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Think about the optics.
What? The stretchy woman?
What is a plastic woman? What do you think when you think plastic woman?
Barbie?
Sex doll.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Well, let's hope. Like I said, I'm hoping that it's going to be a movie that the main character is a woman, and Plastic Man is the sidekick, so to speak, as it were.
I just really like everybody was sharing that Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan gif where he's like confused, and it was just like woman-led Plastic Man movie, visible confusion.
Yeah, I mean, you're like this, Kia. But even before he was Plastic Man, his nickname was Eel. So.
Oh man, I was watching this movie called Animal Crackers today. It's a kids movie,
okay.
and it's the husband. It's actually, I love the main relationship. Is very supportive of each other. But the husband, he eats animal crackers and he turns into animals, and he gets stuck in animal form. Like he can't turn back to human, but he can change animal shape. And at one point, it cuts to them lying in bed, and he turns into a fucking squid.
Squid?
And he just like smiles, and then it cuts, and I'm just like, "What the? That was in a kids movie."
Wait, did he turn into a giant squid or just like a?
No, he turned into like the tentacles were like the tendrils were coming to her.
Well, I mean,
I think they had more to come to her. I think they helped her.
Yes. I mean, I just want to know if they sold merch. Did they sell the squid merch, and did they make a lot of money? But
I feel like they probably didn't market it properly.
Yeah, Kia, you gotta reach back into your marketing expert days, and you teach people how to sell the squid toy.
I think I could do that. I think I can do that.
And the last little bit of news is kind of not terribly newsworthy, but I found it newsworthy for our purposes on the racial draft because it involves actual comics. And the new run of the Red Hood comic, it's noteworthy because it has a black writer. And in season 1, the Red Hood was black. It's set in a neighborhood that was, I think, debuted.
So he's a Crip?
Perhaps. He goes back to the old neighborhood, a place called The Hill, which is basically Gotham's version of Harlem, and he shows up to a neighborhood, and all of a sudden he has all these black friends. Who knew? The Red Hood had a bunch of black friends, and the neighborhood's gentrifying. There are businesses that are trying to use crime to gentrify the neighborhood, and Red Hood is going to defend this black neighborhood from evil gentrification.
How's he going to do that?
Stay tuned. It remains to be seen. I don't know.
I'm actually interested.
I
might
too.
read a comic.
Well, the creative team, let me help you with that. The arc began last week at Red Hood 51. Shaun Martinborough and as the writer.
Shout out.
Oh, another Shaun, but Shaun with a W. So
He still counts. He's not a scene.
Fair enough. And artist Tony Akins. So yeah, they're bringing a little black flavor to the Red Hood comic. Who knows whether the black delegation will continue to lean on the Red Hood as a potential entrant into their delegation. And that's all we have as far as nerd news. We should maybe talk a little bit about racial draft business. I'll reiterate for the listeners the draft order. The number one pick is the Asian delegation. The number two pick is the multiracial delegation. Number three is the black delegation. Number four is the Polynesian delegation. Number five is the Latinx delegation. Number six is the Native American delegation. Number seven is the white delegation. Number eight is the brand new South Asian delegation. And at number 9 is the Jewish delegation. And yeah, Shaun, as our FCL expert, FCL guru, what do you think of the various delegations' chances, in terms of figuring out the tiers of characters? Like how deep would you say the top tier, second tier, third tier characters go in terms of from a pure FCL perspective?
From pure FCL perspective, there is 3 god level characters, and if you don't get one of those 3, you are already kind of hindered right off the start. And then there's your top tier level heroes that would be like Spider-Man and like the Bat Family, Flash. And then it would break down to, depending on what side you are, DC or Marvel, the mutants would start coming into play there.
So how many sort of not god tier, mortal top tier characters would you say that there are?
I would say between the two, there's probably about 15.
Okay, so theoretically, in the first 2 rounds, you should be able to score either a god tier character or a top tier character, no matter where you're drafting.
Yeah, without a problem.
Right, but once
once
we get to pick 20. And I'm assuming the top 3 are the DC Trinity.
Yes, without a doubt. Especially Batman.
I mean, Wonder Woman was right there last season. It was right there. Kia, would you like to speak up about how underrated Wonder Woman was?
I mean, nobody picked her except me. Nobody was even looking at her. And then she came in and teabagged everybody.
Metaphorically so. But yes, she did. So I'm going to be very curious to see where Wonder Woman goes this time out.
Well, I mean, all her books pretty much just came out. So, I mean, by the time the racial draft is done, I don't think she'll have any more books out. So, therefore, honestly, picking her now?
No, she's going to still have books. They're not.
Yeah, but it won't be as hard as, like, what she just came out with.
Maybe. What do you think, Shaun?
I'm not talking about Wonder Woman right now because I didn't mention her by name for a reason.
Interesting.
Wait, why did you not mention her?
Why would I mention the greatest character in the
league?
I see people are being cagey here because they don't want to tip their hand with regard to the drafting strategy.
I spent like 30 hours putting together a list to help people draft. It's not my fault if I understand the draft valuability of the characters better than anybody else, except maybe Martine. Martine's real good.
Or Kia is good too because she won.
Kia went popular and it played off really well for her.
For the benefit of our listeners, though, you have to give the listeners some expertise, some analysis.
I did. I just didn't say, here's the number one character. Y'all can go get him.
Yeah, but she's the number one character right now. But like, you also have to look at the draft lasts for 12 weeks, and after that, that's when all her stuff starts counting.
Yeah,
As
and
12 weeks, so 3
I'm
months from
willing
now.
to bet on Wonder Woman. It sounds like things are gonna shrink, but largely stay the same. And if things shrink, that fucks more characters because DC will continue to put out tons of Wonder Woman, tons of Batman, tons of Superman, but they won't show any Green Lanterns love except for maybe one of them, maybe two,
Sorry, Martine.
and they won't
That's
show
life.
the Flash family love. The Bat family will probably still get titles because they're the fucking Bat family. They're Spider-Man level, the Bat family. That's how popular they are.
I guess I'll have to put Wonder Woman back on then, since I'm the second pick.
Well, that is a good transition point because we do happen to have two captains here as guests, and since we kick off in a little bit, as we record a little bit over 3 hours at midnight, we have the opportunity for people to give their poll options.
This
Martine,
episode needed to run a lot longer.
Martine, you'll be drafting for the Latinx delegation in the 5 spot. Would you like to take advantage of the poll option, or would you rather just draft in the 5 spot?
No, I'm gonna have a poll, dude.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get it. Let's get this poll on the road. Who are your 4 characters, or 3?
No, it's 4.
Okay.
Okay. First one, Superman.
Superman. He was your number one. He was your number one pick. Season 1.
Yeah, last season.
Yeah. He didn't really help you.
Now, do you have any? Can you tease any? Can you tease any new wrinkles as far as Latinx Superman if he does end up on your team?
What do you mean wrinkles? Like what?
In terms of tweaks to his backstory that maybe weren't part of the season 1 backstory.
Yeah. So some of you may know that there's already a Latinx Superman in the DC multiverse.
Okay.
His name is Hernan Guerra. He's actually the son of General Zod. He was the one that landed on Earth instead. That I'm using a bit of that backstory, which is he, in this case, is gonna be Kal-El, lands right in about the Mexican border, and the two people that find him, Juan and Martha, they're gonna find him. There are 2 Mexicans that are crossing the border and trying to get to a better life here in America. So, and they find this little baby, and they're gonna take pity on him. They're gonna take him out. They're gonna raise him, and very much like how the Hernan Guerra version, and so he grew up just identifying as Mexican, seeing how people treated the Mexican people when they first come over, especially in Kansas.
So so they are still going to go to Smallville, Kansas.
They're also going to go to Smallville, Kansas. Kansas actually has about 12, almost 13% Latinx population. Some counties actually have over 50%. Some counties in Kansas actually have over almost 50% of the population are Latinx. So I mean, why change what can easily be? Why change what could easily work?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds interesting. So that's one of your. That is one of your potential poll choices. Who else? Actually, wait. Save that. Shaun.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back and forth.
Okay.
Now, are you planning to take advantage of your poll option?
Yes, I am.
All right. So.
I would hope so.
From the 7th spot, who's going to be one of your poll choices?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. And as we know, we're in the poll. That means no one can draft you in this round. Are are you going to keep Wonder Woman's origin as is by making her white, or are you going to make some extra whitening tweaks to her?
I will make backstories, but not at this time. Because last time I made backstories for my draft choices, and then I just wanted to get my draft choices because I'd already made the fucking backstories.
All right.
So I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to set myself up for the heartbreak.
Well, remember, for the benefit of the listeners, you might have to give yourself a little bit of heartbreak. As the white person, I'm sure that a little heartbreak isn't too much to ask. However, that's fine. You can play it close to the vest.
Oh, I plan to bring heartbreak, just not my own.
I got it. Villainy is what I'm hearing. All right, Martin. Wait, Kia, what are your thoughts about this? As someone who had Wonder Woman on her team in season 1, how do you feel about the potential white retaking of Wonder Woman?
Well, I mean, considering Wonder Woman when she was on my team was everything but white, I feel like this is just white lash, and it won't happen. I feel like I have faith in the Latinx team or any other team, multiracial team, everybody else. Just know that the white team will not get Wonder Woman.
Well, what you need to have faith in is the voters. So do I expect to see you campaigning against white Wonder Woman?
Yes.
All right.
All day, every day.
Now, Martine, who do you have in mind for your poll?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, look at this. Wonder Woman is it's a 2-person race for Wonder Woman in the poll. When when the same character is picked in the poll, if both characters win their respective polls, there is a runoff poll, and the winner,
like I'm even in the running here,
and the winner of the runoff poll gets the character. And this year, the new tweak is that the loser of the runoff poll has their draft choice selected by the winner of the runoff poll among their 4 poll options.
Hey, Martine, if it does come down to this, I just want you to know I gave you Wonder Woman, who's the best character, because there's no way I'm ever going to get her if it goes to this poll. And I want you to remember that when you have to pick my character.
Okay.
Listen to this. I love the plea cop and Kia.
So wait, time out. If there's 3 polls where Wonder Woman is also in there, so like hypothetically let's say I created a poll.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a perfectly good bystander. I'm not really actually doing my thing. And I let's say I won, I would then get to pick for the Latinx team and the white team.
If Wonder Woman won all 3 polls and there was a runoff between all 3, then yes, you would get to pick among their other poll choices. So not anyone, but just among
not anyone.
Yeah,
just
among their other poll choices. You get to choose who gets to be their pick from their poll choices.
Oh, that's no fun.
We're just gonna pick the most obscure people or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. I'll give you the Crow. I'm gonna give Latinx team the Crow.
Well, remember this year it's only big 2, so you can't. No more Crow. This we're on.
That's like the gift that keeps giving. I think you should just allow the Crow.
He's the only character that can be the only non-Marvel or DC character that can be drafted.
Yeah.
All right, Shaun. Who's your second poll choice?
Cyborg.
Vic Stone, Cyborg. Now I know part of your strategy here is that the Snyder Cut is happening, and you're hoping that Cyborg gets a whole bunch of appearances in the Snyder Cut world, and you're gonna get those bonus points for the Snyder Cut. I see where you're coming from there.
No, you know what are 2 things that are not going to go away? The Teen Titans and the Justice League, both of which Vic Stone has connections to. And even though he doesn't have the appearances Wonder Woman does, he does have the same roughly points per appearance. as Wonder Woman.
Interesting.
He's a power player.
Interesting. All right.
I think the multiracial team is just going to make a poll, and it's going to be everything that Shaun picks. It's on.
Oh.
It's on, Shaun.
That's why it makes it far less likely that I have to go to a runoff.
Now can we preview a little bit of White Vic Stone's backstory? I mean, he can't be a running back. There are hardly any white running backs.
No, at that point,
he should be a
he's a quarterback.
He's white. He's white. He's the star, you guys.
Yeah, of course. He's the quarterback.
He's like, from Texas, and
he's a white quarterback that has deceptive speed. He's got a really good intelligence for the game, as they say. He's scrappy. All the tropes. I got it. All right, White Vic Stone potentially. All right, Martine. Who's next?
I mean, I'd be crazy not to put him Batman.
Yes, Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
You put the whole Trinity in your poll. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not taking any fucking chances.
Okay, you know what? If you don't pick the number one pick after that, I'm going to be disappointed in you, Martin.
Well, so do you have any? Would you like to preview some of the Latinx tweaks to Bruce Wayne that might happen if he wins your poll?
Yeah. So there is a connection between Bruce Wayne and arguably the most famous Hispanic fictional character,
Zorro.
Zorro. Yeah. So it's still a thing of he grew up kind of idolizing Zorro, and he still comes out.
Parents get murdered.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's also a bit of a Gomez Adams situation, in that his dad is a descendant of Spanish kind of aristocracy.
Okay, aristocracy.
So that's why he's old money. That's kind
got
of
it. He's old Spanish money.
Yeah. He's old Spanish money. He's Puerto Rican because they're in New Jersey. It's basically New Jersey. Let's be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
What?
Yeah,
whoa! Don't get crazy about New Jersey. I am from New Jersey.
No, we're talking about Newark.
We're
talking about Newark. We're talking about Newark, not.
I'm talking about because this is a thing. Gotham is technically supposed to be New Jersey. So I'm not saying anything too crazy, Kia.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I can see Gotham being Newark, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I'm not saying Jersey, and he's gonna be Puerto Rican, and it's the whole thing of very much a lot of Zorro's enemies are other people in power. So his thing is just anybody who is taking advantage of their power, whether they be criminals, other a Gotham elite, the cops, anybody like that, he's gonna take that as a thing, a person. I may be rich as all fuck, but I am still for the people. So I'm gonna protect them from anybody who tries to do them harm,
Interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely get out there and campaign for Latinx Batman.
Yeah.
Shaun.
I think a lot about that time when Joaquin was just straight up Shaun just likes to fuck with the black people.
Oh no.
And I really don't. They just get all the appearances, guys. Storm.
Whoa. Kia, what do you think about this?
That feels appropriate.
I think that I think that actually might be his best pick yet.
Really?
And that's the one I would promote on Twitter. I'd be like, the white team needs Storm.
All right. So, is Storm still going to be African, or is she going to be
South African?
Yeah. Do we have Charlize Theron with a mohawk? I'm sure there's probably a Charlize Theron with a mohawk picture going around. I'll let you tell it, Shaun. Is Storm South African?
Martin was great. I'm going with that. I haven't developed it yet, but based off that, South African sounds great.
All right.
Of what you could do with that.
South African Storm. You heard it here first, guys. Um, whew, I. What's your Twitter again, Shaun? Would you like to say it for the people?
Not really. But I also don't hide. It's just my name.
All right, Shaun Martineau on Twitter.
Oh
Hit him
wait,
up.
I know.
Let the
Isn't it
people.
like Shakakanus or something? What
No,
is it? Shanakukas?
No, it's Shaun Martin.
Shanakus?
I am Shaunikas. And
There you go.
Like Spartacus.
Yeah,
But,
Sean. That's even what my Twitter picture is, the Spartacus scene.
Well, I'm sure that I'd love to hear from the people as you see the polls come up. But Martine, who is your fourth choice?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Damn.
Peter
Well,
Parker.
He's like either way. I don't want
I'm assuming
like
Peter
to
Parker?
lose anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm assuming Peter Parker. Just making sure.
Or Peter Parker, or Pedro Perez, whatever you want to call him.
We'll say Pedro Parker. We'll
Pedro Parker.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll split the difference. Pedro Parker. He's there's definitely Latinx people in Queens. I get that part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how would you say with great power comes great responsibility in Spanish?
Con gran poder hay gran responsabilidad.
Got it.
He just made that up. He just said like, take off your pants. That's what he just said.
No, does that now? We're gonna assume that means that May and Ben are also Latinx. Are there additional elements? Wait, actually, did you happen to say what country his family was from?
Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah, also Puerto Rican. That makes sense. Definitely makes sense for Queens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're definitely Puerto Rican. So Aunt May is Puerto Rican. Uncle Ben is Puerto Rican. Peter, that whole family's Puerto. Like they are from Puerto Rico. Like Peter's the first one born in America, basically.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, and that gives even more reason as to why J. Jonah Jameson's like, yeah, he's a criminal.
Exactly.
Because he's a little too dark under that mask. If
right.
You know what I'm saying.
He could tell. You tell the way he dances. He dances a little funny.
with flavor.
Yeah, too much flavor. I know. He's a menace. A menace, I tell you. I got it. That's a strong fourth pick. Strong fourth pick. All right, Shaun. All right, Shaun. Who's your?
I'm going to preface this first. I'm picking all multiracial characters because I'm going to be doing white mostly for the next few weeks. Like I'm coming to play this year. I'm gonna kick some asses. I'm not gonna be sitting in the buffer level no more.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
So I got to get one of the best multiracial characters though right off the bat because they'll probably be gone by the time I get to do the real damage in the back half. And I love Martine's pick because I'm also going to pick Spider-Man, but I'm picking Miles Morales.
I knew where he was going. Oh man, this is going to be rough.
Can we have two? But time out.
Yeah.
It's actually a question. Can we have two different Spider-Mans?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course
we
you can.
do.
So
there are two different Spider-Men. One is Peter Parker.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying though, like in the draft, so could the white team have that Spider-Man, and then the Latinx team have that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that last season.
Yeah, last season. Even though unfortunately,
I thought the Native American team had Spider-Man.
They had Peter Parker. We had Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Oh, there was two the whole time?
And Spider-Woman.
I forgive you for forgetting because the Native American team never used Peter ever.
Yeah.
They never talked about him. He was just because he was. You know what happened? He didn't have a dead woman in his life. Even though he did, he had Gwen Stacy. But he didn't turn into you see, if it was black suit Spider-Man, it would have been different. Like angry vengeance Spider-Man, that would have been right there for the Native American delegation. But I'm sure fingers crossed, there's going to be a different drafting strategy for the Native American delegation this year. They're going to shake things up. Who knows who will be picked by the Native American delegation? But whew, so, I am, I'm trying to be impartial because I am the commissioner and the host of the Racial Draft Podcast. But I gotta say,
I mean, the goal is
if
kind of to
if
make
I
Wonder
if
Woman
I'm
look
if I were
appealing.
the black delegation right now, I'd feel some kind of way about Storm and Miles Morales,
And
even though Miles
Cyborg.
Morales is
Cyborg.
multiracial.
And Cyborg.
Yeah, but nobody cares about Cyborg.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I mean,
He turned white and he became full machine.
I'm just saying that I know who I'm picking in the poll if some black character has to be, dropped out of the ship, so to speak. So Cyborg, enjoy Victor Stone. Enjoy Victor Stone in the white delegation as far as I'm concerned, but this is just my personal opinion. I'm not telling the listeners who to vote for. I'm just saying that as a fellow black person, I don't think we want a white Storm. I don't think we want a white Miles Morales. What
if
is
I
even
get Storm, I would be amazed. Like, I don't want Storm. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Just call her Snow.
Snowstorm. Snowstorm.
Man, you guys are writing my backstories for me. I don't even have to do anything.
It's done. We already know she's gonna be played by Charlize Theron, and we know that she's gonna be statuesque and white, and still have the mohawk.
I just want to say real quick, Shep, do not mess up the multiracial team's legacy.
Yeah, shout out to Shep.
Or I will come for you. I will come for you.
But yeah, all right. Well, there we have it, people. Like, hit us up on social media when you see these poll choices. You'll have until the weekend. You'll have until Saturday. That way we'll have 24 hours to do any kind of runoff polling. But Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Storm, and Miles Morales for the white delegation. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Peter Parker. Clark Kent, Diana Prince, Bruce Wayne, and Peter Parker for the Latinx delegation. Just staying within those particular identities, because obviously there are other people who wear those mantles. Shout out to Future State. And now I'm very curious about what happens with the Asian delegation, who's sitting on the number one pick, but there are some big guns. There are some big guns that are not draftable right now.
There are some big guns that are draftable, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is my hopes. I either get Cyborg or we go to a Wonder Woman fight, because that would be fun. I want at least one of us to get Wonder Woman. I want one of us to get Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Oh my God! I almost want to take Shep's job and you put in the poll.
Oh yeah, Martine, did you give us a taste of the Latinx Wonder Woman backstory?
No, I did not. But I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, okay. Give us a taste, Martine.
So, we have found out that there is another tribe of Amazons in the Amazon rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon rainforest stretches through a lot of 9 different countries in South America, and so
I'm taking name those Yara's 9 countries.
Do you want to know what those countries are?
Name those 9 countries.
Okay, because I got it written down: Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, Guyana, French Guyana, Ecuador, Suriname, and Venezuela.
Okay.
Damn, he came prepared. Oh, he just smacked me in the face.
Yeah, these things have already been written down.
He's overachiever.
So yeah, I'm taking that little thing from Yara because she's coming from that one tribe. Right. But there's also another Latinx Wonder Woman in the whole multiverse as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, called Maria Mendoza, and she's Peruvian. She gets her power kind of from the Incan sun god Inti, So
Okay.
instead of, I'm using the whole like Zeus as
Yeah. Instead
Diana's
of
father. I'm
Greek
separating it.
pantheon.
Yeah. So I'm instead of Zeus being Wonder Woman's father, it's Inti, who
Okay.
is thought to believe to be the he from like human, like Incans kind of came from him. So it's not unheard of that he's somebody's dad.
Got it.
And so he's and her name is not going to be Diana, obviously. It's going
I
to
mean, it
be
could be it could be Diana.
yeah, it could be, but like it's not.
I, I mean,
uh,
here's the thing. Here's the thing that I wanna be like not forceful
yeah.
about, but I'd like to,
Hmm.
where possible, maintain a certain amount of continuity with the
Hmm.
mainstream version of the characters so as to distinguish them from brand new characters. So obviously
Okay.
she could have another name, like a middle name or something like that. But
Yeah.
as a shorthand,
Okay.
because
All right.
she's still gonna be Diana Prince, the Wonder
What
Woman,
Yeah.
the
name did you
mainstream
want to
Wonder
give
Woman.
her,
But yes.
Martine?
So very much like how Diana is also the same name as a Roman goddess.
Right.
I kind of wanted to go with another like an Incan goddess as her name,
Hmm.
and her name would have been Shaska, who is the
Hmm.
goddess of the dawn and twilight,
Okay.
not the book series.
Ooh, I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I could very easily like just
Yeah, that could be her
uh
nickname or middle name or
yeah
something
that
like that. Yeah.
yeah, so that could be a thing. So yeah, she's gonna be coming from that lost tribe. Her dad is gonna be an Incan god, you know.
Okay.
So and I feel like we also kind of got to represent Linda Carter in this, because
Oh
she's
yeah,
Latinx and
that's
she's
true.
was yeah, yeah.
So this, in a way,
So
would be just kind of claiming Wonder Woman in a way that she should have been claimed this whole time, because she is the first live action Wonder Woman and the one that's near and dear to all of our hearts. I'm guessing she's still going to do the spin.
yeah, I mean, it just looks cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I a
Hmm.
Wonder Woman off between the white delegation and the Latinx delegation would be interesting. Um, but I haven't decided yet who would be my preferred choice. Kia, obviously you don't have, you only have one vote in the poll, but who would you be leaning towards if you had to rank
Yeah.
both teams' choices 1 to 4?
Wait, who
If
who I want them to have?
well, in terms of who
Who
sounds
would
the
you
most
vote for me?
like who sounds no yeah, here we go. Two things. A, who sounds the most interesting, and
Oh,
B, you know,
I would give both the teams their Spider-Mans.
as
yeah.
your top
Yep.
choice. What about
Hmm.
your least favorite?
I don't want Latinx team to have Batman. So hell no. and
Why not?
I for you know why. F Batman. F Batman. And for the white team, they can have Storm.
You said they can't have Storm?
They can't have Storm.
I feel
Yeah.
you there. Yeah, for me, I think I like Puerto Rican Peter Parker the most. But it's very close after that is also Latinx Superman. Wonder Woman is awesome too. They're
Oh.
very close. They're all very close. Obviously, Batman is Batman, but
Hmm.
he's Batman.
Yeah.
But as far as the white delegation, hell no, hell no on Miles Morales, hell no on Storm. Wonder Woman, I suppose I could live with it, but I wouldn't like it.
I
Um,
can't.
and Cyborg, I mean, I'm not saying vote for Cyborg, but I mean,
It's implied.
it is implied. White Cyborg, white Borg. Uh,
I was gonna say, instead of fighting the machine, he becomes the machine.
Of course, he wholeheartedly embraces the machine. So rage for the machine. So
that's an actual band.
No, that's rage. No, they're rage
That's
against
rage
the machine.
against the machine.
This is rage
Oh.
in favor of the machine. Got it.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd love to hear. I mean, I would like to hear from you, the listeners. Hit up, when the polls go up. They're going to go up very soon after this show. If you're listening to the show right now, you can go right under a post either on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and you'll have a link to our polls, and you can make your voice known as far as who you'd like to see the various delegations have. Other than these two polls, like I said, the white delegation will be drafting in the 7 spot, and the Latinx delegation will be in the 5 spot. So you'll still, throughout the week, hear about the picks from the Asian delegation, the multiracial delegation, the Black delegation, the Polynesian delegation, the Native American delegation, the South Asian delegation, and the Jewish delegation. And we'll be back here next week to talk about round 2. Now, do you guys have any? Since your role here is will be determined by the people. What are some things that you are looking for out of the other delegations?
I really hope good things for the Black delegation. I really do.
As do I.
They're
in the number 3 spot. I feel like there's so many opportunities for them at number 3.
I know. I just want their first pick to be so much better than their first pick last season.
Yeah.
And they have options. I mean, like they still have. They could make Jason Todd again. I mean, there's Black Panthers back on the board.
I hope they go with Dazzler.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No.
Shaun said that there's a whole bunch
of. I like as a Green Lantern fan. I know that the next guy who's going to take over after Grant Morrison finishes their run, Jeff Thorne. I know he's a fan of Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart's he's still in the Justice League stuff. So there's definitely a good chance he's gonna show up in more Green Lantern stuff too. So there are options. Please do not do Domino or Dazzler or anyone like that.
Do it.
To counter, you should be going for the whites though.
They should be going for the white. Yeah. There's definitely some good white people out there.
Your first draft should probably go for the whites. Then you should do a really good defensive draft on your swing back. And then you guys do whatever you want. I'm done giving you advice.
No, that's a solid advice.
Coming from the guy that, was what, 5th in the first draft?
4th, and nobody was near me. Oh, you're talking about in the final rankings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a team that was played for laugh, and I sat in 4th. Nobody came near me. And you guys were God tier. I couldn't come near you. You guys had Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and Wolverine.
He raises good points. But my fingers are crossed that the Black delegation makes some good picks. Obviously, the multiracial delegation, the defending champions, they're in a really good position. And let's face it, colorism, they've got that on their side. All their characters are a little bit able to be adaptable to multiracial. So there's a lot on the board, a lot of big players. And
Shep, don't let us down. Don't let us down, Shep.
So, Shaun, do you have?
It's going to be really good because I've been trying to get Shep to play the Fantasy Comic League for a while now. I'm very excited about this because I think he'll do real good. What I really want to see though is the backstories. Just listening to Martin, I was just oh, this is great. We're getting more backstories because I was afraid we might lose some of that this season.
Oh, no.
I hope the Polynesian team really concentrates on the backstories again.
Yeah. They don't have to perform.
I think it's really important to have both a really solid pick and a really solid backstory. And I am pulling for the Polynesian team this time out to bring both elements together. Same, the same for the Native American team. I'm hoping that the new addition Johnny J brings a lot of new energy to the picking and surprises us. Of course,
I hope you guys all concentrate on backstories.
that is definitely bias talking. But I mean, I think when it comes to draft business, I mean, all that remains is a couple hours. We're a couple hours away from the true kickoff, and do you guys have any trash talk that you want to throw out before the picks come off?
Yeah, I really wish I could see the faces of like the Asian delegation when they realize they can't pick Batman.
Well, I'd like to see the face of the Asian delegation because they'd never come on the show.
Just period. Yeah. I know.
So I think it's only right.
They had their opportunity.
They could have come in and defended their number one pick. Instead, it's gonna be interesting to see which direction they go now, where Batman is not available to them. Their MVP is not pickable.
Well, wait, can't they put in their poll?
They're not here.
They're not here to put in a poll.
I thought you said that everybody could put in polls.
Nope, you have to be on the podcast.
Have to be on the podcast for a poll.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wait. Oh God.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you not on here right now?
Invoke your power. You're still a delegate.
I know. I'm about to kill you.
Are you saying that you'd like? Are you saying that you'd like to jump in right now and usurp and usurp Shep? I don't.
I don't. So hard.
I think in the first round, Kia, you're not even giving him an opportunity.
I know.
He's got the number. Kia, he's got the number 2 pick. He's got the number 2 pick in the draft.
You gotta have faith in him.
He's got so much open to him.
I know.
Not Batman or Wonder Woman.
If you do a poll, then you put it in the hands of the people.
Can't trust the people.
Does Shep have a lot of followers?
I don't know. You should have strategized. You and Shep should have strategized. Should have gone over what the strategy was going to be.
Pretty silent. You know what? No. Okay. All right. Lisi. All right. I already burned down everything. I'm just gonna let him rebuild.
Well, stay tuned, listeners. We'll be here checking in next week to find out whether Kia's bold strategy of letting Shep make his picks, whether it pays off, or whether Kia's gonna take back control like in season 1. Shout out to Nate.
This is fun.
This is gonna be so hard.
Well, I mean, the beauty of this is that this time out you'll be able to offer commentary on everybody's picks, not just your own delegation.
That's true.
That's true. But yeah, I guess
I'm gonna handle this.
I guess we'll keep it short this week. We'll keep it short and sweet. Does anyone have any final thoughts heading into round 1?
This is gonna be. Yeah, you can go, Shaun.
We're heading into round 2.
Oh, you've been corrected.
No, this is season 2. but round one.
Okay, you are right. Never mind.
Oh,
I stand
you've been corrected, Shaun. Oh, you came for the host and he said no, and then smacked your face with the light hand.
Yeah. Well, I just want to reiterate something. It's important that there are a couple tweaks in season 2, and one of the tweaks of season 2 is that every pick will be rated by the listeners. In addition to Fantasy Comics League scoring, there's bonus scoring for if they appear in alternative media. They'll get a point for when an alternative media is announced, and they'll get appearance points for if they show up in either a series or a movie. And this is obviously during our season period. So you're not going to get anything for Wonder Woman 1984 because that would have been happening during the draft rather than after the draft. But be mindful of that. If there are characters with TV shows coming, it may provide some extra points. Additionally, I think that's about it as far as tweaks are concerned. There's some behind the scenes stuff that listeners don't have to know about as far as getting the picks to me on time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to more people coming on the show, more guests. Obviously, the delegates are always welcome to make their voices known. And the poll strategy is going. I feel like this year people are going to be using their polls right. And Kia, isn't it really important that people use their polls right?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, you don't want to be misusing your poll.
Yeah. Not at all.
Shaun, here's an opportunity for you to plug the Fantasy Comics League.
I'm currently drafting for the Fantasy Comics League. So that would be great. You can find us on Twitter. That's our main source of interaction at Fantasy Comic LG, because league is too long to spell for Twitter. And we draft monthly, and we have divisions in which we do so. And we also support systems like Michael's that are off doing their own thing. So join us in any way you can. It's quite a fun time. Also, if you love statistics, get into this because it's just non-stop statistics.
Yeah, and I definitely, I'm going to have you on a lot, or at least offering commentary, Fantasy Comics League commentary on the picks as they come in, just in terms of, loose projections as to what you think their scoring will be for these characters as the various delegations choose them.
And for my fellow captains who are listening to this, maybe after we've recorded, there is 5
delegates, Shaun. Delegates there.
Delegates. Anyhow,
have the same ring.
My fellow Americans and Marvelins.
Wait, fellow Americans? Aren't you Canadian?
And Marvelins. People who are captains. You can check out the fantasycomicleague.com for 5 articles breaking down the statistic odds of the characters you will be drafting. I'll put a lot of time and effort into it. If somebody could please look at it, I would really appreciate it.
Yes, listeners, you can listen to it too, and you could, hopefully, if you read it, you could offer some suggestions to the various delegates as to possible draftees for your delegation. And, I would love for the delegates to keep their ears out as far as listening to the voices of fans and making their, obviously there's a strategy element, but, offer the opportunity for their voices to be heard as well. And I think that's all I have to say, Kia. I mean, you still get 12 weeks to carry around the championship belt, as it were, the crown. Would you like to talk your shit?
I mean, just good luck. Good luck, and Shep, don't make me take over. Don't make me do it. We're not off to a good start, Shep. You're not here right now. You listen to
We're
this,
here
know that
when
I'm highly
it really
upset.
mattered.
Yeah.
This is where it really mattered. Yep. You wouldn't mess it up already, Shep. Just saying.
Well, good luck.
Disappointed.
Good luck, Shep. Good luck to all of the delegations and their delegates. And good luck to the listeners, because it's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be a lot of shenanigans, and we love shenanigans here. But until next time.
Evil shenanigans. Sorry.
Just like the white delegation, stepping over our moment.
What a slap in the face.
Until next time, all things are possible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.